I've made this brioche recipe and it's turned out perfectly. Fluffy, golden and rich, but today, well, things didn't go quite to plan, and that's exactly why I'm filming it. Let's start with the recipe. In a bowl, I combined 100 ml of milk, 25 grams of sugar, 5 grams of instant yeast and 4 tablespoons of flour from our total amount. Give that a mix until smooth, then let it rest for 30 minutes to get bubbly and active. You can also put this mix in the fridge overnight for extra flavour. But while that's waking up, I combined the rest of the flour, sugar and salt in the stand mixer bowl. I whisked 3 eggs. These will enrich the dough, adding colour, flavour and that signature brioche softness. Once the yeast mix was ready, I added it to the dry ingredients and slowly poured in the eggs while mixing on low. After about 8 minutes of kneading, the dough started to come together. Then came the butter. I added it gradually while the mixer ran and let it knead for another 10 to 15 minutes. This is where things got tricky. The dough was extremely sticky, much more than the last time I made this. After kneading, it just wouldn't hold any shape. It stuck to everything. It did pass the window pane test. However, it has been a hot day, and that actually explains a lot. When the weather's warm, the butter inside the dough softens too fast. That makes the dough sticky and weak. Plus, high heat can actually stress the yeast, slowing down the rise. Even after 2 hours, my dough had only puffed up a little. This could have been a disaster, but here's the trick. Don't fight it. Brioche loves a cold nap. So I covered the bowl and popped it in the fridge overnight. Now, if yours has actually puffed up and everything's looking fine, this is where you can knock it back and shape it. However, I'll leave mine in the fridge overnight. This not only firms the dough and makes it manageable, it also develops incredible flavour. The next day, I let the dough sit at room temperature for 20 minutes. It was still soft, but much easier to work with. Even though the dough is still sticky, chilling it overnight helped just enough to shape into 6 soft balls. It's not perfect, but that's real baking, and I'm excited to see how it rises. You can shape it into a loaf. You could also braid it if you like. I would normally shape it into a loaf when my dough is like this. This final rise is where the real rise happens. This dough looks like a lot, but it fits a standard 2-pound loaf tin perfectly. It'll rise beautifully and fill out the pan during the final proof and bake. It's been about 3 hours and it's not quite there yet, as we can see, but I'm not rushing it. Brioche needs time to rise properly, especially when it's been in the fridge overnight. I'm waiting for the dough just to peak above the rim of the tin. That's when I know it's ready for the oven. Here's a simple test to check if your dough is ready to bake. It's called the poke test. If the dough springs back slowly and leaves a slight indentation, that means it's perfectly proofed, light, airy and ready for the oven. If it springs back really fast, it needs a bit more time. And if it doesn't spring back at all and collapses, you've overproofed it. Still bake it, it'll taste great, but it might not rise quite as high. The poke test is such a good trick because every kitchen is different and the dough doesn't follow a timer. Before baking, I brushed it with egg wash for a shiny golden top, then baked it at 170°C or 340 F for about 30 to 35 minutes. If you're using a fan conventional oven, reduce to 160°C or 320 F. The smell is absolutely buttery heaven. Even though things went sideways at first, this brioche turned out soft, rich and delicious. Truth be told, it's more like store-bought brioche, but I was hoping for that beautiful stringy tear-apart texture you see on Instagram, but we didn't waste the ingredients and saved it. So if your dough doesn't double or it's crazy sticky, don't panic, that's part of baking. Let the fridge do the heavy lifting and you'll still get amazing results. Remember, baking is about adapting, not just following the recipe, but understanding what's happening in the bowl. Here is a video of me baking brioche with the no-fail method, with great results for you to check out. If this helps you or gives you a little baking confidence, leave a like and let me know in the comments what bread has challenged you lately. And if you want to see the perfect version of the brioche, I've linked to the video right here.